welcome to the Afrocentrist podcast, a podcast that focuses on sharing content that speaks to your self-improvement, self-development, and helping you find your voice and helping you telling stories, sharing, and spreading love. Yes, that's what we're all about here at the Afrocentrist podcast. Yes, I'm bringing on my radio groove. Welcome to today's episode of the Afrocentrist podcast. My name is Ejiro Sakede. You already know it, the energetic EJ. And how has the week been for you? Because for me, it's just been as if the week is flying. Do you feel the same way? Like, do you feel the same way? I'm like, gosh, was it not just Sunday? And now it's already Friday again? Oh my God. Where is time going? Well, I guess that's how time flies when you are being productive and when you're having fun, and it's been a very productive week for me. I hope that it has been for you as well. How are you doing today? Welcome to today's episode of, the Afrocentrist podcast. Today on the show, I'm solo, as you can already imagine, with the vibe and just trying to gist with you today. Gist, meaning talk with you if you're listening to this and you're not from Nigeria, where I'm from. I need to keep and constantly remind myself that, I'm seeking to appeal to a global audience. And so there are some, local jokes that I tell them like, they might not get it. So I'm paying more attention to that now so that I can at least explain, because you can take the girl out of the village, but you can't take the village out of the girl, right? So I am Nigerian and it's going to come through with, whatever it is that I do. But then again, I need to remember that, I'm not positioned for just a Nigerian audience, right? Even within Africa has about 54 countries and our cultures are pretty much diverse. So in order for me to be able to cut across, even at the least as a Pan-African, podcast, then I got to at least once in a while explain my jokes when I tell them. But it's also a means for you, if you're listening to me and you're not Nigerian, to also know, have some Nigerian vibes, like, so the next time you meet a Nigerian person, you can flow with them and like, hey, I got you. I understand you. Yeah. All right. So today I want to share quickly with you before I bounce out of your ears, because you're going to be hearing me today and not seeing me, but that's okay. So today I want to share. So this particular thing I want to share actually was inspired by a certain devotional I went through some time ago. But I'm just going to make this general so you can cut across, because this is super general. Like you can't, it's just vital to life. And I felt like I needed to remind, my listeners, because I believe that I've shared this before. I've shared this somewhere before. I think it's in my Facebook group. I've shared it there before, but today, I don't know, it just came again, like I need to share it again. So I hope that you're going to find this helpful. And when I talk about my Facebook group, I run a Facebook group for people who are interested in narration, in podcasting, in voiceover artistry, right? People who just want to own their voice, own their voice, and also, just kind of grow into the expressions that their voice can deliver to them. So I run that group on Facebook. It is called Narrators on Purpose. So if you're listening to this and you'd love to be a part of that, so just check it out on Facebook, search Narrators on Purpose and request to join. It's a closed group, so you have to request to join, answer the questions at the gate, and we would open the gate for you to be a part of us. That being said, I want to talk about 3 kinds of people that you should be aware of in your life. And not just be aware of them, but also be intentional about it. It kind of helps you grow great relationships and even make you a better person. Okay. So I'm just going to title this like 3 people or 3 types of people that you need to be aware of in your life. That's kind of a long topic. I hope I'm able to figure out a very short topic in text, but that's what I'm talking about. All right. So people number one, or group number one, are your watchmen. Call them your watchmen, right? In today's terms and general terms, these would be your mentors or your coaches or the people that you look up to, right? They are your watchmen. So they watch over you, so to say, or they guide you. They are the type that would call you into order when you are misbehaving or going outside of the line, right? So you want to pay attention to people like that. And this could be that you want to be intentional about the people that you choose that are going to be watchmen over you, or you could be aware in such a way that these people already exist, but you probably are not leveraging, that relationship, right? The people who are always looking out for you to say, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then they constantly give you feedback, and not biased feedback, objective feedback, right? They're not overly criticizing of you, but they still critique your work, right? But they critique it in a very constructive way. So you want to pay attention to those kind of people and sort of lean in to such relationships some more, right? Being intentional. And once you notice that somebody is that interested in you, then you begin to position yourself and open more doors for them to be able to offer more guidance. But of course, still have, not like you're totally depending on them for everything, in the sense that you wait on them to make your decisions. But you can't just allow that window in for them to be able to guide your decisions. Okay, I hope that made sense for the watchmen. And group number two, or category number two, are your warriors. Your warriors are those people that you are, let's just say, your peers, right? Or people that you are on the same level with, sort of, right? So people that you do life together with, right? This could be your friends. This could be your colleague. This could be your accountability partners, right? That person that you guys are seeing with the same perspective, right? You're not seeing the same thing exactly, but you have the same perspective to life, right? You are saying, if you're a visionary person, this person is also a visionary person, right? So if you are somebody who's a go-getter, this person is also in your circle and they are go-getters. So those are your warriors. Those are the people that you can always come to and say, hey girl, what are you doing? What are you working on? What project are you working on now, right? Sometimes it goes so deep, like when you are accountability partners, for example, you're asking yourself, hey girl, what projects are we working on? Not because we are collaborating necessarily on that project, but because behind the scenes, yes, we are collaborating, right? I'm checking on you as my accountability partner and saying, what are you doing? What is the next step? How can I support? How can I help you? Having brainstorming sessions together, picking each other's brain, feeding, getting feedback from each other on projects you're working on and things like that. Those are the second group of people, your warriors. You want to be very, very aware of them and leverage those relationships, especially for those times where you're feeling down and you're feeling like those times comes, right? Those times always come in our lives where we question ourselves, where it feels like, oh, am I doing this thing right or not, right? So at those seasons, your warriors are people that you can always talk to. Your warriors are people that can nudge you. Your warriors are people that you can tell that, see, when you see me doing this, please knock my head and let me come back to my normal senses, right? So I have such great warriors around me and we do amazing stuff together and it's just beautiful. And it's one of the reasons I feel like, I need to share this. I mean, I believe you might have heard it before, but I hope that sharing my perspective on it or hearing it from me is going to make you even more aware and pay more attention to taking actions, because it's not about what you know, but what you do with what you know. Okay? And then the final set of people are your workmen. or your workmen, right? These are people that you are grooming, people that are learning from you, people that you are pouring into your knowledge, your expertise. Who are you training, right? Who are you holding? Who are you holding by the hands to say, no, I've gone this path before. This is, this is not the way to do it. This is the way to do it, right? See, I feel like some of us feel like we're too young for that, to look out for the other for younger people, but that's a lie. If you're 20 years old, you can look out for somebody who's 10. If you're 35, you can look out for somebody who's 25, okay? So don't feel like you're too young, or so people cannot look up to you, right? Don't feel that way. If there's somebody that is in your vicinity that you feel like you are ahead of in terms of knowledge, in terms of exposure, you can hold them by the hands and show them how it is done. If you see a young person around you who you probably relate with and you connect with like that, and you see them talking carelessly, it's something that you should look into and call them aside and say, hey, you don't talk that way. Words are eggs. You don't talk that way. You don't disrespect people that way. You don't do things that way. Or you see young people even saying negative things to themselves, right? Saying things like, oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. You can't be there to tell them, no, you're not dumb, you're smart. Yes, you're not getting this right now, but give it a try again. Because words are powerful. And everything you say after the phrase, I am, just keeps coming after you. Okay. So these are your workmen, people that you are giving back to, people that you are pouring into, people that you are training or helping, come up hither or get better at what they're doing or at their craft. So in a way to recap, 3 important people or 3 types of people or 3 categories of people that you should pay attention to in your life. Number 1, I said, are the watchmen, the people that you look up to, the people who are looking after you, right? And then we have the warriors, the people who you are doing life together with at the same level, right? And then you have the workmen, the people that you are then pouring into. I hope that this has been helpful for you. This is what I have for you today. Thank you for coming on the Afrocentrics podcast show. And I have great news for you, because next week I have a surprise for you, right? We are going bigger. This is going to be a surprise. Let me just let the cat out of the bag. Is that how they say it? Yeah. Let the cat out of the bag. So next week, I'm not going to be alone again on the Afrocentrics podcast, not as a guest now. I am bringing on a co-host. Yes, I'm landing a co-host all the way from Ghana. So you're going to get to meet him next week, okay? He's a young fellow, as energetic and as lively as I am, and we're going to be doing this together. So look out for that. Next week is going to be me and my co-host all the way from Ghana, okay? So until I come your way again next week, have a fantastic weekend, and please pay attention to these amazing people around you and leverage those relationships, okay? I'll see you next week. God bless you. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye-bye.